Hello everyone. Welcome back to EchoMind English. I am Emma, your host for today. If you are new here, I would like to tell you that we upload a new English learning video every day on our channel to help you improve your English faster. In today's episode, you will not only improve your English listening skills, but also your speaking skills. In this lesson, we're diving into one of the most exciting topics for every learner. Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to begin a journey that will help you speak English more naturally, with more confidence, and step by step, closer to the way native speakers sound. Many learners think speaking like a native is only about the accent. But the truth is, accent is just one small part. What really makes English sound smooth and natural is the rhythm, the flow, the way words connect, and the small expressions that people use every day. Imagine listening to music. A song is not only about single notes, it is about how those notes connect to create melody. English works in the same way. When native speakers talk, their words rise and fall. Some are strong, some are soft, and everything connects smoothly. That is why their speech sounds alive. And that is what you will learn to practice here. Let's begin with something simple. Greetings. Many learners start a conversation with, "Hello, how are you? I am fine. Thank you." That is correct, but it does not sound natural in daily life. A native speaker might say, "Hey, how's it going?" or "What's up?" These short versions are faster, smoother, and friendlier. Notice how the words connect. "How is it going?" becomes "How's it going?" The small word is almost disappears. This is called connected speech. Now let's practice together. First, say it slowly. "How is it going?" Good. Now say it a little faster. "How's it going?" Excellent. One more time. Naturally. "How's it going?" Do you feel how your mouth relaxes? This is not about being lazy. It is about efficiency and flow. Native speakers connect words because it is faster and easier, and you can learn to do the same. Another important part of sounding natural is intonation. Intonation means how your voice goes up and down while speaking. For example, when you ask a yes or no question like, "Are you ready?" your voice rises at the end. "Are you ready?" But if you make a statement, your voice falls. "I am ready." These small changes in intonation help listeners understand you even before they hear every word. Let's practice. Repeat after me. "Do you like pizza?" Let your voice rise at the end. Good. Now say, "I like pizza." Let your voice fall naturally. Perfect. With practice, you will notice how much clearer and more expressive your English becomes. Next, let's talk about contractions. Native speakers almost always use contractions in daily conversation. Instead of "I am happy," they say, "I'm happy." Instead of "She is my friend," they say, "She's my friend." Instead of "They are not here," they say, "They're not here." These small shortcuts make your English smoother and faster. Try repeating after me. "I'm hungry." "She's late." "We're ready." "They're coming." Excellent. Now let's put them into a short conversation. "I'm hungry." "Really?" "I'm not too." "She's cooking dinner." "We're going to eat soon." Do you hear how natural that sounds? That is exactly how real conversations happen. But speaking like a native is not only about grammar or pronunciation. It is also about culture and habits. For example, when someone asks, "How are you?" Many learners still answer, I am fine. Thank you. It is correct, but it does not sound natural in casual conversation. A native speaker might say, I'm good. Thanks. How about you? Or I'm doing okay. What about you? These responses are short, friendly, and more authentic. Let's try together. I'll ask, how are you? You answer, I'm good. Thanks. How about you? Great. One more time. Even more naturally. I'm good. Thanks. How about you? Perfect. Now, let's add another skill. Filler words. Filler words are small words people use to give themselves time to think. Native speakers use them all the time. Words like well, you know, actually, and like are not always necessary, but they make your conversation sound more natural. For example, instead of saying only, I don't know, you might say, well, I don't really know, or actually, I'm not sure. Practice with me. Well, I think so. Actually, I don't know. You know, it's kind of difficult. Like, it's amazing. Good. Remember not to use fillers too much, but using them naturally will make your speech sound more casual and closer to a native style. Another powerful exercise is shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say at the same time, like an echo. This helps your ear and mouth work together, training your pronunciation and rhythm. Let's try a quick shadowing practice. I'll say, what are you doing later? You repeat immediately. What are you doing later? Now say it a little faster, just like a native. What you doing later? Excellent. With practice, shadowing will raise your fluency quickly. Finally, let's talk about reductions. Reductions are when words are shortened in fast speech. For example, going to becomes gonna, want to becomes wanna, give me becomes gimme. Native speakers use these all the time. Let's practice. I'm gonna watch a movie. Do you want to come with me? Can you give me a hand? I gotta go now. Great. Do you feel how smooth and fast it sounds? These reductions are part of everyday English, and learning them will help you blend in naturally. Before we close this first part, here's a small exercise for you. Think of a simple conversation with a friend, maybe about dinner or weekend plans. Try to use contractions, reductions, fillers, and natural intonation. For example, hey, what you doing tonight? I'm gonna grab dinner with Sarah. Oh, really? I wanna come too. Sure. Give me a call later. Doesn't that sound more natural? The more you practice like this, the more comfortable and fluent you will become. Remember, the goal is not to sound perfect. The goal is to sound natural, confident, and relaxed when you speak. And step by step, your English will start to flow like a native speaker's. In the last part, we practiced greetings, contractions, filler words, reductions, and a little shadowing. Now let's continue and go even deeper into the habits that make native speakers sound so natural. One of the biggest secrets is listening carefully. If you want to speak like a native, you first need to train your ears. Listening is not just about understanding words. It is also about noticing rhythm, speed, and how sounds blend together. For example, when someone says, "Did you eat yet?" a native might say it so fast that it sounds like "jeet, yet." The words connect and change. At first, it may feel impossible to understand, but the more you listen, the more familiar these patterns will become. Let's practice. Slowly. Did you eat yet? Now faster. Jeet yet. Try it with me. One more time. Jeet yet. Good. Another example is, what are you doing? Slowly. It is clear, but quickly. It becomes, what you doing? Repeat with me. What you doing? Perfect. These little shortcuts are everywhere in daily English, and learning them will help you not only understand better, but also sound more authentic when you speak. Another key is natural responses. Many learners think they need long, perfect sentences to answer a question, but in real life, native speakers often use very short replies. If someone asks, "Do you want to grab coffee later?" you don't need to say, "Yes, I would like to go for coffee with you later." That is correct grammar, but it is not natural. Instead, you can simply say, "Sure, sounds good," or, "Yeah, why not?" Short is simple and friendly. Let's practice. I'll ask a question, and you answer in a native style. Do you want to watch a movie tonight? You say, "Yeah, sounds good. Are you ready to go?" You say, "Almost. Just a sec. Do you like this song?" You say, "Yeah, it's pretty good." Excellent. Notice how short and relaxed these answers are. This is how conversations really happen. Now let's talk about pronunciation of difficult sounds. Many learners struggle with the th sound because it does not exist in many languages, but it is very common in English. There are two kinds of th. One is voiceless, like in think, thank, or 30. The other is voiced, like in this, that, or these. To make the sound, gently put your tongue between your teeth and push air out for the voiceless version, or use your voice for the voiced one. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Think, thank, 30. Thunder. Now the voiced sound. This, that, these, those. Excellent. Practicing these small sounds will make a big difference in how natural you sound. Another important feature is word stress. English is a stress-timed language, which means some syllables are strong and others are weak. If you put the stress in the wrong place, it can sound strange, even if all the letters are correct. For example, in the word banana, the stress is on the second syllable. Ba-na-na. If you stress the first syllable, it sounds unnatural. Try these with me. Repeat after me. Ba-na-na. Photograph. Now, photographier. Do you hear the difference? In photograph, the stress is on the first syllable, but in photographer, it moves to the second. Another example. Noun. Record. I bought a new record. Verb. Record. I want to record a song. Stress changes the meaning, so practicing it is very important. Now let's move to conversation practice. Imagine you are meeting a friend for lunch. A simple, natural exchange might go like this. "Hey, what's up?" "Not much. Just got here." "Cool. Did you order yet?" "Not yet. I was waiting for you." "Okay, let's get something to eat." Do you see how short and quick these sentences are? This is exactly how real daily conversations sound. They are not long, perfect textbook sentences. They are short, connected, and easy. Let's practice this role play together. I'll be person A, and you be person B. Ready? "Hey, what's up?" "Not much. Just got here." "Cool. Did you order yet?" "Not yet. I was waiting for you." "Great. Now let's do it again. A little faster, more natural." Perfect. Another secret of native speakers is their use of idioms and expressions. Idioms are short phrases that carry special meanings. For example, instead of saying, I am very tired, you can say, I'm beat. Instead of saying, it's easy, you can say, it's a piece of cake. Instead of saying, I don't understand, you can say, I don't get it. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I'm beat. It's a piece of cake. I don't get it. I'm all ears. Break a leg. Now, let's use them in sentences. I studied all night. I'm beat. This homework is a piece of cake. Sorry, I don't get it. Can you explain again? I'm all ears. Tell me your idea. You have a test tomorrow. Break a leg. Excellent. Idioms add color and life to your English. Now let's practice storytelling with idioms. Listen first. Hey, how was your weekend? It was great. I went hiking. Really? That sounds fun. Yeah, it was a piece of cake. Do you hear how natural the idiom fits? Now let's practice shadowing. Repeat the whole dialogue with me, line by line, keeping the rhythm and intonation. Excellent. Finally, here is a small fluency exercise for you. Choose a simple topic, like what you did yesterday or what you will do tomorrow. Speak for 1 full minute without stopping. Don't worry about mistakes. Just focus on using contractions, reductions, and maybe 1 or 2 idioms. For example, yesterday I woke up late, but I managed to get to work on time. After that, I hung out with my friend. We grabbed some food and talked for a while. Honestly, it was a piece of cake to finish my tasks later, because I was in a good mood. This kind of practice will train your mouth to keep moving in English, just like a native speaker does. Remember, fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It is about speaking naturally, confidently, and without fear. Every time you practice in this way, you are getting closer to the goal. In the last part, we talked about listening carefully, short responses, word stress, and idioms. Now, let's focus on another key element of sounding natural: confidence. Many learners already know enough vocabulary and grammar, but they hesitate when speaking. They pause too much, they worry about mistakes, or they second-guess their words. This hesitation makes the conversation sound less fluent. Native speakers, even when they make small mistakes, keep speaking smoothly and confidently. That is why confidence is just as important as grammar or vocabulary. Let's look at an example. Imagine you forget the word umbrella. You might stop speaking and feel embarrassed, but a native speaker would simply explain it in another way. They might say, that thing you use when it rains, and the listener will understand immediately. This skill is called paraphrasing, and it is one of the most powerful tools for sounding fluent. Let's practice paraphrasing together. I will give you a situation, and you try to explain it in simple words. Imagine you forget the word calculator. You could say, it's the small machine we use to add numbers. Imagine you forget the word fridge. You could say, it's the cold box in the kitchen where we keep food. Do you see how easy and effective that is? Paraphrasing helps you keep the conversation flowing, even if you forget a word. Another important feature is timing and pauses. Native speakers do not speak at the same speed all the time. They pause naturally after a phrase or before something important. For example, listen to this. I wanted to tell you that I finally got the job. The pause makes the message stronger and easier to follow. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I wanted to tell you that I finally got the job. Excellent. Do you feel how natural the pause sounds? Adding small pauses like this gives your speech rhythm and clarity. Now let's focus on emphasis. Emphasis means stressing certain words to change the meaning. For example, I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe someone else said it. I didn't say he stole the money. Maybe he borrowed it instead. The meaning changes depending on which word you stress. Let's try another example. I never said she was wrong. Now change the stress each time. I never said she was wrong. 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 Do you hear how the meaning changes? This is exactly how native speakers use emphasis to make their speech more expressive. Another useful skill is small talk. Small talk is short, casual conversation about simple topics like the weather, your day, or last night's game. Even though small talk seems unimportant, it is one of the most common ways people connect. For example, a native speaker might say, "It's really hot today, isn't it?" Or, "Did you catch the game last night?" Let's do a short role play. I'll start. Hi, how's your day going? Pretty good. Thanks. How about you? Not bad, just busy with work. Yeah, I know the feeling. Excellent. That's a natural small talk conversation. And it happens everywhere at work, at school, or even in line at a cafe. Now let's look at linking words. Native speakers use small words like so, actually, by the way, anyway, and well to connect their ideas smoothly. For example, instead of jumping directly to a new topic, you might say, "By the way, did you hear about the new restaurant?" Or, "Anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. Practice with me. Repeat after me. So, what do you think?" Actually, I agree with you. By the way, I saw Sarah yesterday. Anyway, let's continue. Well, I'm not sure. Excellent. These linking words are small but powerful. They make your English flow naturally from one idea to another. Let's do a short shadowing practice with linking words. Hey, do you want to go out later? Well, I already have plans, but maybe tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. By the way, did you finish the report? Actually, I did. I'll send it tonight. Now repeat the whole dialogue with me, keeping the rhythm and flow. Perfect. Another important detail is connected sounds. In fast speech, native speakers often join words together. For example, want to becomes wanna, going to becomes gonna, let me becomes lemmy, got to becomes gotta. Let's practice in sentences. Repeat after me. I want to go outside. She's gonna call me later. Let me know if you need help. I gotta go now. See you later. Excellent. These reductions are everywhere in casual English. Practicing them will help you blend into conversations more easily. Now let's do a longer fluency practice. Repeat this short daily routine after me. I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow, grab some coffee, and then head to work. After that, I'm meeting a friend for lunch, and later, I want to watch a movie at home. Try saying it again smoothly without stopping. Perfect. This kind of practice trains your brain to think in English without translating word by word. Finally, let's try a self-practice challenge. Choose a short topic, like my favorite food or my weekend plans. Speak about it for 1 minute. Use contractions, reductions, linking words, and natural intonation, even if no one is listening. This practice will make your mouth and brain comfortable with the rhythm of English. Over time, you will notice that you sound more and more like a native speaker. Remember, sounding native is not about losing your accent or identity. It is about adding rhythm, confidence, and flow to your English. With consistent practice, you will improve step by step, and each day you will feel closer to your goal. In the last part, we explored confidence, paraphrasing, pauses, emphasis, and small talk. Now, let's continue by focusing on another set of skills that will bring you even closer to sounding like a native speaker. One of the most powerful tools is phrasal verbs. Instead of using long, formal words, native speakers often use short phrasal verbs. For example, instead of saying, "I will relax with my family," a native might say, "I'll hang out with my family." Instead of saying, "I will meet my teacher by accident," they might say, "I ran into my teacher." These small two-word combinations are everywhere in spoken English. Let's practice some common phrasal verbs. Repeat after me. I'll pick you up at 7. Let's hang out this weekend. I ran into my teacher yesterday. I need to find out what time the movie starts. Good. Now let's put them into a short conversation. Hey, can you pick me up later? Sure. What time? Let's hang out after dinner. Sounds good. By the way, I ran into Sarah today. Oh, really? What did you find out? Excellent. This is exactly how native speakers use phrasal verbs in real conversations. Another useful step is listening practice. Listening is directly connected to speaking. The more you listen to natural English, the more your brain absorbs the rhythm, the reductions, and the everyday expressions. You can practice by watching TV shows, movies, podcasts, or YouTube videos. Don't just focus on the meaning of the words. Pay attention to the speed, the tone, and the way sentences connect. Let's do a quick shadowing exercise. Repeat after me immediately. What time are you coming over? Now faster. What time you coming over? Good. Another one. Do you want to go for a walk? Now faster. Wanna go for a walk? Excellent. Shadowing like this will train your ears and your mouth at the same time. Now let's look at ordering and shopping. Because daily life conversations are the best practice. Imagine you are at a cafe. A textbook version might be, "Hello, I would like to order a coffee. Please, could you give me a small latte with milk?" That is correct, but it sounds too formal. A native speaker would simply say, "Hi, can I get a small latte? Please," or, "Yeah, I'll have a latte. Thanks." Let's practice together. Repeat after me. Can I get a small latte? Please. I'll have a latte. Thanks. Perfect. Notice how short and friendly the phrases are. Now imagine you are shopping for clothes. A formal version might be, "Excuse me, I want to try this shirt. Can you give me a different size?" A native speaker would probably say, "Hi, can I try this in a medium?" Or, "Do you have this in a larger size?" Repeat after me. Can I try this in a medium? Do you have this in a larger size? Excellent. These natural phrases are exactly what people use every day. Another important skill is tag questions. Tag questions make your English sound softer and more interactive. For example, "It's cold today, isn't it?" Or, "You like pizza, don't you?" These little endings turn a statement into a question and make conversations feel more natural. Practice with me. Repeat after me. "It's cold today, isn't it? You're tired, aren't you? She's your friend, isn't she? They're coming, aren't they? Wonderful. Tag questions are simple but powerful. Now let's move to polite expressions. Native speakers often use polite forms, even in casual conversation. Instead of saying, "Give me that," which sounds too direct, they say, "Could you pass me that?" or "Would you mind helping me?" These expressions are softer and friendlier. Repeat after me. Could you help me with this? Would you mind opening the window? Can you pass me the salt? Could I borrow your pen? Excellent. Let's do a short role play. I'll be your friend at dinner. Hey, can you pass me the bread? Sure. Here you go. Do you want some more water? Yes. Please. Thanks a lot. Perfect. This is how simple and natural polite English sounds. Now let's talk about casual reactions. In real conversations, native speakers often respond with very short phrases that show emotion, like "really," "wow," "oh no," or "that's great." These small reactions are important because they keep the conversation alive. Repeat after me. Really, wow, oh no, that's great. That's too bad. Excellent. Let's practice with an example. If I say, "I just got a new job," you answer, "That's great." If I say, "I lost my wallet yesterday," you answer, "Oh no, that's too bad." If I say, "I saw the funniest movie last night," you answer, "Wow, really? That sounds fun. Great." These quick reactions make you sound much more natural. Another skill is storytelling. Native speakers often tell short stories about their day or funny things that happened. The goal is not perfect grammar. The goal is to keep the story moving and interesting, with small details and emotions. Here's a short story. Listen first. So yesterday, I was on the bus, and this little kid started singing really loudly. Everyone looked at him, but he just kept singing like he was on stage. It was hilarious, and it made my whole day. Now repeat it with me slowly. So yesterday, I was on the bus, and this little kid started singing really loudly. Everyone looked at him, but he just kept singing like he was on stage. It was hilarious, and it made my whole day. Excellent. That's the rhythm of natural storytelling. Finally, let's practice emphasis words like so, really, and superb. Instead of saying, "I am tired," a native speaker might say, "I'm so tired." Instead of "It's hot today," they might say, "It's really hot today." These small words add emotion and life to your speech. Repeat after me. I'm so hungry. It's really cold. That movie was super funny. I'm so excited. Perfect. These are simple, but they make your English more expressive. In the last part, we talked about phrasal verbs, shopping, polite expressions, tag questions, and storytelling. Now let's continue by focusing on another group of skills that can transform your English from classroom English into real-life English. One important area is expressing feelings and opinions. Native speakers don't just say yes or no. They often add a little more emotion. For example, instead of only saying yes, they might say, "Yeah, for sure," or "absolutely." Instead of no, they might say, "Nah, not really," or "I don't think so." These small changes make your English sound more authentic. Let's practice. Repeat after me. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Nah, not really, I don't think so. Excellent. Now let's use them in short dialogues. Do you like ice cream? Yeah, for sure. Do you want to study tonight? Nah, not really. Do you think it will rain tomorrow? I don't think so. Great. Do you hear how natural that sounds? Short, relaxed, and full of real emotion. Next, let's focus on asking questions naturally. Many learners make questions too formal or too long. A textbook version might be, "Do you want to go to the park with me this afternoon?" A native speaker would probably say, "Wanna go to the park later?" or, "You free this afternoon? Let's practice together." Repeat after me. Wanna grab lunch? You free tomorrow? Got a minute? Can I ask you something? Excellent. These short forms are common in daily conversations. Now let's do a role play. I'll be person A, and you be person B. Hey, wanna grab lunch? Yeah, sure. Where? There's a new place downtown. Sounds good. What time? Around 1. Perfect. That's exactly how real conversations sound. Fast, simple, and easy. Another area is giving compliments and reacting to them. Compliments are very common in English culture. People often say things like, "I love your jacket," or "You did a great job." When someone gives you a compliment, you don't need to be shy. A simple and natural response is, "Thanks, thanks a lot," or "Thanks, I appreciate it." Let's practice. Repeat after me. I love your smile. You did a great job. Thanks a lot. Thanks, I appreciate it. Perfect. Now let's practice in a short conversation. Wow, your English is really improving. Thanks, I appreciate it. You're so confident when you speak. Thanks a lot. I'm practicing every day. Great job. Compliments are not only polite, they also help build friendly connections. Now let's talk about expressing surprise or interest. Native speakers use many short reactions in daily conversations, like "No way," "You're kidding," "Seriously," or "That's awesome." These small reactions keep conversations alive and make you sound engaged. Repeat after me. No way, you're kidding. Seriously, that's awesome. Excellent. Now let's practice in context. I just won a free trip to Paris. No way, that's awesome. I met a famous actor yesterday. Seriously, you're kidding. Wonderful. These reactions show emotion and make your English sound very real. Another important step is disagreeing politely. Many learners feel uncomfortable when they don't agree, but it's normal in English conversations. You don't have to be rude. You can use polite phrases like, "I see what you mean, but," or "I'm not sure I agree with that." Let's practice. Repeat after me. I see what you mean, but I think differently. I'm not sure I agree with that. That's a good point, but here's another idea. Perfect. Now let's try it in conversation. I think studying alone is better than studying in groups. B. I see what you mean, but I learn better with friends. That's natural disagreement, polite, simple, and clear. Now let's focus on talking about the future. Native speakers don't always use will. They often use going to gonna or planning to. For example, instead of "I will visit my parents tomorrow," people usually say, "I'm gonna visit my parents tomorrow." Let's practice. Repeat after me. I'm gonna watch a movie tonight. She's planning to study abroad next year. We're gonna meet after work. They're thinking about moving. Excellent. These small changes will make your English sound more natural. Now let's practice with a future conversation. What are you gonna do this weekend? I'm gonna visit my grandparents. That sounds nice. I'm planning to go hiking. Cool. Let's hang out when you're back. Wonderful. Another key feature is telling your daily routine naturally. Instead of listing activities like, I wake up, I eat breakfast, I go to school, try connecting them with small words like then, after that, or and then. Here's an example. I wake up at 7, then I grab some coffee. After that, I check my phone and get ready for work. Around 9, I leave the house and take the bus. After work, I usually hang out with friends or just relax at home. Now repeat it with me slowly. Then try it again faster, like a real conversation. Perfect. Finally, let's practice a fluency challenge. Choose a topic like my weekend or my favorite movie. Speak for 2 minutes without stopping. Use contractions, reductions, fillers, and maybe some idioms. For example, last weekend, I went to the park with my friends. We hung out for a while, and then we grabbed some food. After that, we watched a movie. Honestly, it was awesome. I'm so glad we did it. This kind of practice will help you build confidence and rhythm. Remember, fluency is not about speed alone. It is about keeping the conversation alive, showing emotion, and using natural expressions. Every small step you take brings you closer to sounding like a native speaker. In the last part, we practiced expressing opinions, asking questions naturally, giving compliments, showing surprise, and talking about the future. Now let's move forward and explore more ways to make your English sound natural and confident. One important area is talking about the past. Many learners know the past tense, but they don't always use it in natural conversations. Native speakers often use simple past, past continuous, or even used to describe past actions. For example, instead of only saying, yesterday I go to the park, which is incorrect, you should say, yesterday I went to the park, or, when I was a child, I used to play outside every day. Let's practice. Repeat after me. Yesterday I watched a movie. Last week I visited my cousin. When I was a kid, I used to ride my bike every day. At 7 p.m., I was cooking dinner. Excellent. Now let's use them in a short dialogue. What did you do yesterday? I watched a movie. Really? Which one? I saw the new action film. It was awesome. Perfect. That is how native speakers naturally talk about the past. Another useful expression is used to. This phrase describes habits in the past that no longer happen. For example, I used to live in New York, but now I live in London. Or, she used to play the piano, but she doesn't anymore. Repeat after me. I used to play soccer every weekend. My brother used to work in a bank. We used to go camping every summer. Great. This is a very common phrase that will make your English sound more natural. Now let's practice storytelling in the past. Listen first. Last Saturday, I went shopping with my friend. We were looking for shoes, but we ended up buying jackets instead. It was funny because we didn't plan to buy jackets, but they were on sale, so we couldn't resist. Now repeat it slowly with me. Last Saturday, I went shopping with my friend. We were looking for shoes, but we ended up buying jackets instead. It was funny because we didn't plan to buy jackets, but they were on sale, so we couldn't resist. Excellent. That's exactly how natural past storytelling works, mixing simple past, past continuous, and phrasal verbs like end up. Next, let's look at talking about habits and routines. Native speakers often use always, usually, sometimes, and never to describe their habits. For example, I usually wake up at 7. I sometimes eat fast food. I never drink coffee at night. Repeat after me. I always brush my teeth in the morning. I usually go for a walk after dinner. I sometimes watch TV before bed. I never skip breakfast. Perfect. Now let's use them in a role play. Do you usually cook at home? Yeah, I usually cook, but sometimes I eat out. Do you ever skip breakfast? No, never. I always eat something in the morning. Excellent. Simple, natural, and clear. Another powerful tool is future intentions with going to and planning to. We already practiced this a little, but let's go deeper. For example, I'm gonna start exercising more. She's planning to visit her grandparents. They're gonna buy a new car. Let's role play. What are you gonna do tonight? I'm gonna study for my test. Oh, I see. I'm planning to watch a movie. Sounds fun. Let's hang out tomorrow instead. Perfect. This is how you naturally talk about future intentions. Now let's add expressions for giving advice. Native speakers often use phrases like, you should, you'd better, if I were you, I'd, it might be a good idea to. Repeat after me. You should get some rest. You'd better bring an umbrella. If I were you, I'd study harder. It might be a good idea to save some money. Great. Now let's try a short dialogue. I have a big test tomorrow, but I feel so tired. You should go to bed early tonight. Yeah, you're right. Thanks. Perfect. Giving advice in a natural way is very common in English conversations. Another useful feature is making suggestions. Instead of saying, we go to the park, you can say, how about going to the park? Or, let's go to the park. Repeat after me. Let's watch a movie. How about ordering pizza? Why don't we take a walk? Excellent. Now let's use them in a short conversation. I'm hungry. How about ordering pizza? Good idea. Let's do it. Wonderful. That's exactly how suggestions work in real life. Now let's practice agreement and disagreement. When you agree, you can say, exactly, that's true, I agree, or definitely. When you disagree politely, you can say, I'm not sure about that, or I don't really agree. Repeat after me. Exactly, that's true, definitely. I'm not sure about that. I don't really agree. Excellent. Let's practice in dialogue. Learning English every day really helps. Exactly. That's true. But I think grammar is the most important part. I'm not sure about that. I think practice is more important. Perfect. That's a very natural way to agree and disagree. Finally, let's try a fluency activity combining everything. Here's a short story. Yesterday, I was studying for my exam, but I got really tired, so I decided to take a short break. I ended up watching a funny video online, and it made me laugh a lot. After that, I kept studying, and finally, I finished all my work. I'm so glad I did, because now I'm gonna relax tonight. Now repeat the story slowly, then again faster. Like natural speech. Excellent. This practice helps you connect tenses, use phrasal verbs, and speak with rhythm. Remember, sounding natural in English is about combining small habits, using contractions, phrasal verbs, fillers, intonation, and confidence. The more you practice these little details, the closer you get to speaking fluently, like a native. In the last part, we practiced talking about the past, habits, giving advice, and making suggestions. Now let's explore another powerful way to improve your English, connecting your ideas and telling longer stories. Many learners can make short sentences, but they find it difficult to connect them smoothly. For example, Someone might say, I woke up, I ate breakfast, I went to school. This is correct, but it sounds robotic. Native speakers connect ideas with small linking words, like then, after that, so, because, and, but. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I woke up. Then I ate breakfast. After that, I went to school. I was tired, so I took a nap. I stayed home because it was raining. I wanted to go out, but I had too much homework. Excellent. Do you hear how much smoother it sounds? Adding small connecting words makes your English flow like natural speech. Now let's try a short story together. Listen first. Yesterday I woke up late, so I missed the bus. After that, I had to walk to school, but it started raining. I got really wet, but finally I arrived. It was a tough morning, but later the day got better. Now repeat it slowly with me. Then repeat it again, a little faster. More natural. Perfect. This is exactly how native speakers tell short daily stories. Next, let's look at expressions for making plans. Daily life conversations often include planning what to do, where to go, or when to meet. Native speakers usually keep it short and casual. For example, what are you up to this weekend? Let's catch up soon. Want to grab dinner tomorrow? Sounds good. What time? Repeat after me. What are you up to this weekend? Let's catch up soon. Want to grab dinner tomorrow? Sounds good. What time? Great. Now let's role play. Hey, what are you up to this weekend? Not much. Want to grab dinner tomorrow? Yeah. Sounds good. What time? Let's say 7. Perfect. See you then. Excellent. That's how natural planning happens in English. Another important part of natural English is giving reasons and explanations. Instead of only saying yes or no, you can explain why. For example, do you like running? Yes, because it helps me stay healthy. Do you want to go out tonight? No, because I have a lot of work. Repeat after me. Yes, because it's fun. No, because I'm tired. I like it because it's easy. I don't like it because it's boring. Perfect. Adding because makes your answers more complete and natural. Now let's move to expressions for giving opinions. In real conversations, people often ask what you think. Native speakers don't always say, in my opinion. Instead, they use simple phrases like, I think, I guess, in my view, as far as I know. Repeat after me. I think it's a good idea. I guess you're right. As far as I know, she's busy. In my view, practice is more important than grammar. Wonderful. Now let's try it in dialogue. Do you like learning English online? B. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Why? B. Because it's easy and convenient. Excellent. Another natural skill is checking understanding. When you don't understand something, instead of saying only what, you can use more polite and natural expressions. Sorry. Could you say that again? Can you repeat that? Please. What do you mean? Could you explain that? Repeat after me. Sorry. Could you say that again? Can you repeat that? Please. What do you mean? Could you explain that? Great. These phrases are very common in everyday life. Now let's practice talking about likes and dislikes. Instead of just saying I like pizza, you can use stronger expressions. I really like pizza. I'm into pizza. I love pizza. On the other hand, for dislikes, I don't like broccoli. I'm not into broccoli. I can't stand broccoli. Repeat after me. I really like pizza. I'm into movies. I love traveling. I'm not into football. I can't stand waiting in line. Perfect. These expressions make your English sound lively and personal. Now let's do a role play. Do you like horror movies? I'm not into them. I prefer comedies. Really? I love horror movies. I can't stand them. They're too scary. Excellent. That's exactly how people naturally talk about likes and dislikes. Another key point is using so and such for emphasis. For example, that movie was so good. She's such a nice person. It was so funny. He's such a good teacher. Repeat after me. That movie was so good. She's such a nice person. It was so funny. He's such a good teacher. Excellent. Using so and such makes your speech sound more emotional and natural. Now let's practice with a short story using emphasis. Last night I watched a movie. It was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. The main actor was such a great comedian. Honestly, it was such a good time. Repeat it with me slowly, then faster. Perfect. Finally, let's practice a fluency challenge that combines linking words, opinions, and emphasis. Choose a topic, like my favorite day of the week. For example, my favorite day of the week is Saturday because I don't have to work. I usually wake up late. Then I grab some coffee. After that, I meet my friends and we hang out. Saturdays are so relaxing, and I always feel such a good mood. Now try saying your own version for 1 or 2 minutes. Don't stop. Just keep the flow going. Remember, fluency grows step by step. Every time you connect your ideas, add emotion, and keep the conversation moving, you sound closer to a native speaker. In the last part, we practiced connecting ideas, making plans, giving opinions, and talking about likes and dislikes. Now, let's continue by learning more natural expressions and practicing real-life situations. One important area is expressing agreement and disagreement in different ways. Native speakers don't always just say yes or no. They use a variety of phrases. For example, when you agree, you can say, exactly, true, yeah, that's right, totally. When you disagree politely, you can say, not really, I'm not sure about that, I don't think so. Actually, I see it differently. Repeat after me, exactly, totally, not really, I don't think so. Excellent. Now let's practice in dialogue. I think learning vocabulary is the most important part of English. Yeah, that's true. Vocabulary is very important, but grammar is not important at all. Actually, I see it differently. Grammar is still useful. Perfect. That's how you keep a conversation natural. Now let's focus on talking about experiences. Instead of only using the past simple, native speakers often use the present perfect tense when the exact time is not important. For example, I've been to London. It doesn't matter when. She's tried sushi before. We've never seen that movie. Repeat after me. I've been to London. She's tried sushi before. We've never seen that movie. Great. Now let's put them in a short dialogue. Have you ever been to Japan? Yeah, I've been there once. Really? I've never been there. Excellent. That's a very common structure in English. Next, let's practice talking about the future with will and might. Native speakers often use will for promises or decisions, and might when they're not sure. For example, I'll call you later. I'll help you with your homework. I might go to the party. She might join us. Repeat after me. I'll call you later. I'll help you with that. I might stay home tonight. He might be late. Perfect. Let's try a dialogue. Are you coming to the party? B. I'm not sure. I might stay home. Okay. If you come, I'll save you a seat. Great job. Now let's move to everyday expressions for daily life. Native speakers use many short phrases that you can start using right away. No worries. It's okay. Sounds good. I agree. Take care. Goodbye. Long time no see. We haven't met for a while. Better late than never. It's good, even if it's late. Repeat after me. No worries. Sounds good. Take care. Long time no see. Better late than never. Excellent. These small expressions will make your English sound more natural. Now let's talk about apologies and excuses. Instead of only saying sorry, you can use different phrases depending on the situation. I'm sorry about that. My bad. Casual. I didn't mean to. Sorry, I'm late. Repeat after me. I'm sorry about that. My bad. I didn't mean to. Sorry, I'm late. Perfect. Now let's practice in context. You stepped on my foot. Oh, I'm sorry about that. You forgot my book. Yeah, my bad. I'll bring it tomorrow. Great. Another useful part of daily English is expressing ability and possibility. Instead of always saying I can or I can't, try using different forms. I'm able to. I know how to. I could. It's possible to. Repeat after me. I can swim. I'm able to fix it. I know how to cook. I could help you. It's possible to do it. Excellent. This will give you more variety in your speaking. Now let's focus on expressions for giving thanks. Native speakers often say more than just thank you. For example, thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Thanks a million. I really appreciate it. Repeat after me. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Thanks a million. I really appreciate it. Great. Now let's practice in dialogue. Here's your coffee. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Perfect. Next, let's practice asking for help politely. Instead of saying, help me, which sounds too direct, try, can you help me? Please, could you give me a hand? Would you mind helping me? Can you do me a favor? Repeat after me. Can you help me? Please, could you give me a hand? Would you mind helping me? Can you do me a favor? Excellent. These are very natural ways to ask for help. Now let's practice a role play in daily life. Imagine you are in a library. Excuse me, can you help me find this book? Sure. What's the title? It's called English Made Simple. Okay, let me check. Perfect. Finally, let's do a fluency challenge. Choose a topic like my last holiday or my favorite hobby. Speak for 1 or 2 minutes using linking words, expressions, and natural reactions. For example, my last holiday was amazing. I went to the beach with my friends, and we had such a good time. We swam in the sea. Then we ate delicious food. After that, we watched the sunset. It was so beautiful. Honestly, I'll never forget it. Now try to tell your own version out loud. Don't stop. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep the rhythm going. Remember, fluency comes from practice. The more you use short phrases, polite expressions, and real-life dialogues, the more natural you will sound. In the last part, we practiced everyday expressions, giving thanks, apologizing, and asking for help politely. Now let's continue and focus on another important part of sounding natural: expressing preferences, making comparisons, and telling stories more clearly. First, Let's practice expressing preferences. Native speakers don't always just say, I like this or I don't like that. They often use phrases like, I'd rather, I prefer, I'd choose, I'd go with. Repeat after me. I'd rather stay home tonight. I prefer tea to coffee. I'd choose the red one. I'd go with the cheaper option. Excellent. Now let's put these into a short dialogue. Do you want pizza or sushi? I'd rather have sushi. Do you prefer movies or TV shows? I prefer movies. Great. That's exactly how natural preferences sound in English. Now let's move to comparisons. Native speakers often use simple structures like bigger than, better than, or more interesting than. They also use casual expressions like way better or not as good. Repeat after me. This book is better than that one. My phone is newer than yours. Summer is hotter than winter. This pizza is way better than the last one. That movie was not as good as I expected. Perfect. Now let's use comparisons in a dialogue. Do you like the new cafe? Yeah, it's way better than the old one. Really? I think the old one was more comfortable. Maybe, but the new one is cheaper. Excellent. Next, let's practice talking about abilities and achievements. In English, people often share experiences like I've learned, I managed to, or I was able to. Repeat after me. I managed to finish my homework on time. I was able to pass the test. I've learned a lot this year. I succeeded in solving the problem. Great. Let's role play. Did you finish the project? Yes, I managed to finish it last night. Nice job. That must feel good. Yeah. I've learned so much from it. Wonderful. Now let's talk about making invitations. Native speakers often use short, friendly phrases. Wanna come over? Do you want to join us? How about coming with us? You should come. Repeat after me. Wanna come over? Do you want to join us? How about coming with us? You should come. Perfect. Now let's practice a short conversation. We're having a barbecue this weekend. Wanna come? Sure. Sounds fun. Great. Bring some snacks if you can. Okay. No problem. Excellent. Another important skill is responding to invitations. Instead of always saying yes or no, you can use more natural phrases. Sure. Sounds good. Yeah. I'd love to. Sorry. I can't make it. Maybe next time. Repeat after me. Sure. Sounds good. Yeah. I'd love to. Sorry. I can't make it. Maybe next time. Now let's practice. We're going to the park later. Wanna join? Sorry. I can't make it. I'm busy today. That's okay. Maybe next time. Yeah. For sure. Excellent. Next, let's practice telling longer stories with clear order. Native speakers often use words like first, then, after that, finally to guide the listener. Here's an example. First, I woke up late. Then I missed the bus. After that, I had to walk to school. Finally, I arrived just in time. Repeat with me. First, I woke up late. Then I missed the bus. After that, I had to walk to school. Finally, I arrived just in time. Perfect. This order makes your story easier to follow. Now let's add feelings to make stories more interesting. For example, I was so nervous before the test. I felt really happy when I got the result. I was surprised to see my friend there. It was such a funny moment. Repeat after me. I was so nervous before the test. I felt really happy when I got the result. I was surprised to see my friend there. It was such a funny moment. Excellent. Adding feelings makes your story more alive. Now let's combine everything in a storytelling practice. Last weekend was amazing. First, I met my friends at the park. Then we played soccer for 2 hours. After that, we went to a cafe. I was so tired, but also really happy. Finally, we watched a movie together. Honestly, it was such a fun day. Repeat it slowly with me. Then again faster, like natural speech. Great job. Another important feature is showing interest when listening. Native speakers don't just stay silent. They use short words like yeah, right, I see, to show they are listening. Repeat after me. Yeah, right, I see, perfect. Now let's try a role play. So, I went to the new restaurant yesterday. Yeah. The food was amazing. And the service was great. Right. Sounds awesome. Excellent. These little sounds make you a better listener and speaker. Finally, let's do a fluency challenge. Pick a story from your life, like my last birthday, or a funny thing that happened at school. Tell it in order. First, then, after that, finally, add some feelings, like I was so happy, or I was surprised. Keep speaking for 2 minutes without stopping. Remember, sounding natural is not only about grammar, it's about flow, reactions, feelings, and keeping the conversation alive. The more you practice like this, the more fluent and confident you will become. In the last part, we practice preferences, comparisons, invitations, and storytelling with feelings. Now, let's bring everything together and focus on the final step. Speaking with confidence in real life. One of the most important things to remember is this: you don't need perfect English to sound natural. Many learners think they must know every word or every grammar rule before speaking, but native speakers themselves make small mistakes all the time. What makes them sound fluent is not perfection, it's confidence, rhythm, and practice. Think about it like playing a sport. If you want to play soccer, you don't wait until you are perfect before joining the game. You just play, and with practice, you get better. English is the same. You must speak, make mistakes, and learn as you go. Let's practice confidence phrases. These are short expressions that show you are relaxed and comfortable. Even if you don't know everything, repeat after me. Let me think. That's a good question. I'm not sure, but maybe. From what I know. Great. These phrases give you time to think and make you sound natural. Now let's practice in dialogue. What's your favorite English word? Let me think. I guess it's freedom. Interesting. Why? That's a good question. I'm not sure, but maybe because it feels powerful. Perfect. That's exactly how native speakers use fillers and confidence phrases. Another key to real fluency is improvisation. Improvisation means speaking without preparing. You can practice this by choosing a random topic like food, travel, or hobbies, and speaking about it for 1 or 2 minutes without stopping. At first, it may feel difficult, but it gets easier with practice. Here's a short example. Okay, let me talk about my favorite food. Honestly, I love pizza. It's so delicious, and you can add different toppings like cheese, vegetables, or meat. I usually eat pizza with friends on weekends, and it's always fun. Sometimes I even make pizza at home, but it's never as good as in a restaurant. See, it's not perfect, but it's natural. Try doing this every day with different topics. Now let's focus on linking everything together. You have learned greetings, contractions, reductions, idioms, phrasal verbs, opinions, storytelling, and more. The next step is combining them in real conversations. Let's try a full conversation practice. I'll read it first. Then you repeat with me. Hey, how's it going? Not bad, just busy with work. How about you? Pretty good. By the way, do you want to grab coffee later? Sure, sounds good. What time? Let's say around 5. Perfect. I'll see you there. Cool. Oh, did you hear about the new movie? Yeah, I did. Actually, I saw it last night. Really? How was it? It was awesome. You should check it out. Excellent. This conversation includes greetings, small talk, making plans, reactions, and giving opinions, all the skills you've practiced. Next, let's add role play with emotions. Emotions make conversations real. Listen and repeat. Guess what? I got the job. No way. That's amazing. Congratulations. Thanks. I was so nervous before the interview. I can imagine, but you did great. Perfect. Showing emotion with words like amazing, congratulations, or I can imagine makes your English sound alive. Another useful part of natural English is handling problems. For example, if you don't understand, you can say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say that again? Do you mean?" So what you're saying is, repeat after me. "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say that again? Do you mean this?" So what you're saying is, excellent. These phrases help you keep conversations going, even when you don't understand everything. Now let's focus on encouragement. In real conversations, people often support each other with positive phrases. You can do it. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Keep it up. Good job. Repeat after me. You can do it. Don't worry. It'll be fine. Keep it up. Good job. Great. These expressions are short but powerful. Now let's do a fluency challenge for real life. Imagine you are meeting someone for the first time. Introduce yourself, ask about their hobbies, share your opinions, and react naturally. Here's an example. Hi, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you. So, what do you like to do in your free time? Oh, really? You like cooking? That's awesome. I'm not very good at cooking, but I love eating. Actually, I prefer pizza and pasta. What about you? Cool. By the way, have you traveled anywhere recently? Wow, that sounds amazing. I've never been there, but I'd love to go someday. See how natural that sounds. You can practice similar conversations every day, even by yourself. Finally, let's talk about motivation. Learning English is a long journey. Sometimes you will feel tired or frustrated. But remember, every time you practice, you get better. Every mistake is a step forward. Fluency is not about speaking perfectly. It's about speaking naturally and confidently. Here's the most important advice. Keep going. Speak a little every day. Listen to English songs, movies, or podcasts. Repeat phrases. Practice shadowing. Tell stories. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Over time, your English will improve. And one day, you will realize, wow, I sound fluent. I sound natural. I can really do this. So keep practicing. Believe in yourself. And remember, you don't just learn English, you live it. So, as we wrap up this lesson, remember everything we've practiced together. Contractions, reductions, rhythm, fillers, reactions, idioms, and casual expressions. Each small detail brings you closer to sounding like a native speaker. Don't be afraid of mistakes, because mistakes are part of the process. What matters is that you keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep enjoying the journey of learning English. And before we finish, let me give you a gentle reminder. If you found this lesson helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel EchoMind English and turn on the bell icon so you never miss new English learning episodes. That way, you'll always have fresh practice to improve your fluency step by step. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you can speak English like a native speaker. I'll see you in the next lesson.